Good morning. So, um, so a few people, sent me all sorts of messages, like that I should post videos with, you know, the P samples. I will say that I'm not categorically against it because it aligns with my research. I would say interests in general. But what is important to me in that respect, is that everyone should understand exactly what is needed and what is not needed in order for me to be rescued from the Nazi prison. So what is needed in order for me to be rescued from the Nazi prison is one thing, and that is the movement of arms and legs by foreign powers. And when I say powers, I mean any state which is not Israel. What is not required in order for me to be rescued from the Nazi prison is anything else, especially not anything that I presumably need to do. I do not need to do, and I cannot do anything that will change my state of captivity in the Nazi prison. Any delusional thought that I can do something that will change my fate is a mockery in the face of God. My fate on earth is dictated by humans because that's the way God wanted it. If God wanted another thing for me, He would have done it differently. God wanted it that you will choose my fate, and of course, He will choose your fate in accordance to your choice. It's not very difficult to understand it. It's very simple. You decide my fate, and God decides your fate according to you, the way that to what you chose for me. It's always have been like that, and it's still like that. Yes, recently, in the last couple of days, I was infected with another horrible disease, and I'm now trying to get rid of it. Of course, for me, it's easier than for regular humans because I have the nanobots in my body, the bots in my body. But it's still kind of a struggle. For example, I understand that this nasty disease is reinforced, if I understand correctly, by eating, and specifically, if I understand correctly, by eating of warm foods. If I understand correctly, maybe this bacteria was evolved to respond very, very positively to the presence of heat. I don't know, perhaps it's some kind of like a clue that it evolved actually on an extreme environment, like on the poles or on another planet where heat and cold are both extremes and are TLDR Venus. So I don't know. So yes, I will try to minimize my food intake today and tomorrow, and to avoid all foods, not only warm foods, and see how it affects me, and also to drink as little as possible. Okay, I will do it. And again, this aligned with what I want to cure myself and to feel better, and of course, but it should be very clear that any thought that I can clean myself from this disease or another, and that way I'll be treated better by either the Israelis or people abroad is delusional. I was infected by many diseases throughout my life by the Israelis. The states, this is evident both by microscopic work that was actually uploaded to this video during the last 6 months, so it's almost 7 months, so it's quite a while that you can see evidence with your own eyes, and also it's evident by uh, other the indirect proof that I was infected many times during my life. And probably in Shoam it was a regular thing, like by the neighbors and things like that. And I can't whatever I do, I cannot avoid like all kind of infections. I'm now under house arrest, but even if I want, like, wherever I live, people can, it's me against the state. They can put things in my water, in my food, in whatever. I can't completely defend myself. Of course, all my life I'm quote unquote guarded by the Shabak in order for me to, I'm like the Prime Minister, like guarded by Yechida Avtachat Ishim, like the top security unit in Israel. But of course, it's a joke because these people are the ones that they do the most damage. They are the people that are in charge of infecting me in my own life. So yes, it's kind of ridiculous. The only protection that is possible for me is to be rescued from the Nazi prison, and no one can do it besides other people that are not in Israel, because in Israel people want me in the Nazi prison. So again and again and again, there is only one remedy to my problem, and it's not new. I speak about it for many months and even years now, very loudly. I need to be rescued, me and my daughters, from the Nazi prison. This can only be done using arms and legs. It cannot be done using mouths and tongues. And people abroad should do it. And every day that they postpone this action, or the series of actions that are needed, is another day of calamities. Asteroids, radiation, diseases that you start to feel now, even though, as I said many times, it should be remembered, this is not the first episode in this series. At least, there were quite a bit of there were several during the 20th century, but the most important one was culminated during the end of the 70s and the beginning of the 80s, the 1980s, 1970s. Before I was born in this reincarnation, and as a consequence of the last time, many people around the world suffered greatly. So logically, you could have assumed that the intelligence services of this world would have been much smarter now after they've already suffered so much, but reality is that they are not smarter at all. They are only worse. And of course, the Israelis are always worse. That's a fact. But you need to understand, whatever happens to you will not be rewinded. Asteroids that are on the way are on the way. They will not be moved, and they will not change course. And the diseases that you infect me, you are always infected with it yourself, and for you it was going to be many years of struggle, probably in some form or another, until the rest of your life. I don't think that you can make the situation any better than now, but I think for sure that any days that passes, the situation will be much worse. So if you want any chance for you, or maybe to other people, and maybe to your offspring, if you ever want to have some kind of a future, even if it's not the best future, you have to just move arms and legs. Stop moving mouths and tongues and start moving arms and legs. The quicker you move arms and legs, the quicker you rescue me and my daughters from the Nazi prison, then the quicker, I would say, not a remedy will come to you, because anything that you are already done to yourself, or more precisely you've done to me and God did to you in return, is a done thing. This will not be rewinded. But you're still alive, or at least some of you are still alive, so you didn't reach the bottom of the pit. And every day that I'm here in this hell, you're getting closer to it. You're getting closer to this bottom of the pit. So, I mean, the dice to fall that, or I mean, the important point is that whatever microscopic work that I do on myself and try to cure myself from diseases that the Israelis are infected me with, or things like that, yes, I mean, I documented it. It's interesting, like from research purposes and like for documentation reasons. But it's incredibly important for everybody not to link any kind of like a test or like a medical condition that I have or I don't have to my rescue. The best and the safest way and the safest time to rescue me from the Nazi prison is right now. There will never be a better moment than right now to rescue me from the Nazi prison. This is a guarantee from God. A message from God and a guarantee to humankind that there will never be in the future a better time to rescue me from the Nazi prison than right now. This was given to you as this is a message from God. It's a divine, like a divine argument. The best time and the safest time for humans to rescue me, Noam David, from the Israeli Nazi prison is right now. Right now, it's the best time. Any future time will be less than optimal. The optimal time is right now. And of course, it's true to any given moment. In any given moment, this divine convict is true. That it's right now, and the future will be less than that, less optimal than that. It doesn't matter what I'm infected with. It doesn't matter. I mean, all these kind of like arguments are silly. It has no importance. Whenever I'm outside the Nazi prison, I will be cured of anything that I have incredibly, like, quickly. It will be very, very fast and safe and for everyone. I need to be rescued from the Nazi hell. And of course, your safety or your state of unsafety, I would say, has nothing to do with like your like possible interactions with me. It has everything to do with the interaction that the Israelis are having with me, that are always negative. They will do everything they can to make my life living hell, and this is their choice. And your choice is the source of danger to you. As I said in the beginning of this video, you choose my fate and God chooses your fate accordingly. You choose to torture me and God chooses to torture you. Your danger is not me but God. And if you want God to be more merciful towards you, you have only one way to do it. And that is moving arms and legs to Israel to rescue me and my daughters from the Nazi prison.